This is it. The foodie presentation you've been waiting for. And it all got started way back when the Cummings boys were growing up in Sandersville. I found pictures of Miss Vera Cummings, her son Frank, and his 3 boys making sausage back in 1975 when they lived on Worthing Street. After talking to Jim yesterday, I discovered 3 more pictures of them making sausage in 1980 with our very dear friend Nancy Reed. Newsom and I were dating at the time. Soon after I retired, Miss Jo passed away, and I took on the daunting task of organizing her picture boxes. I put together photo albums of their travels and stumbled upon these fine treasures of Hook's Barbecue. This was a tour Jo gave in 1987. I'll never forget the first time I went in 1980. Oh boy. The Cummings boys made us dress up before we could go into that fine establishment. And so began my relationship with these fine fellas and their love for making food like their daddy. Last week, I was inspired by this young lady to put together this presentation. You see, last week while mentoring, I dissected a chicken wing for my little chickadees. My current favorite counselor colleague came in and took pictures of me with another fine colleague friend from North Hall Middle School. I hadn't seen Patty since I first retired. And then Lauren stopped by to see me, and that's what did it. Get me, Jim, get me. We went to Sandersville for Thanksgiving in 1994, and both Miss Jo and I recorded this event. That's going to be a sausage stuffed refrigerator. And the counter is evidence. All the leftovers from this Thanksgiving holiday.
Mama, look at this.
I ate 3 at least.
That's pretty flat.
Now we have new meaning to the word flat-chested. Part of, you see the grace on that belly I'm paying for? That's right.
Oh, but
Well, we know she didn't get that out of it.
hey, come on, throw.
I don't know where she got it from.
And these are pictures from 2000 when we went to Sandersville for Thanksgiving and sausage making. This was the same year that I taught Lauren and her classmates science at North Hall Middle School. And that's Jim's Lily putting her hand in David's mouth. And we went to the John Deere tractor place. 2001, playing on the back porch at 210 South Smith Street, down at the farm, where we often roasted oysters for our guests. Strick and Barbara loved coming down to the farm and eating with us. And this was Mackenzie's birthday celebration. This was 2003's Miss Jo's Christmas card picture. Miss Jo asked me to take a lot of documentary pictures that year, and so I did. And that's one of my favorites. She was busy over there with the spices. First we cut the meat into chunks, and then we grind it with the spices, and then we form balls, put them in little baggies, and then smash them, bag them, and then gallon bag, 20 baggies per gallon. This year we retired to the farm, and Newsom and I had Thanksgiving with my parents in Gulf Shores. In 2004, we met Frank's Goldie, and we went to Linton and learned how to make syrup, where Grant got to try out all the old tractors. I got a picture of all the Cummings men with their eyes closed, and then one of the Grant men with his eyes closed. Somebody actually got a picture of me making sausage in 2005 with these fine Cummings gentlemen. And there's Maggie and Grace drawing. And down at the farm, messing with the fire, Maggie and Lily in front of Frank's garden with an anole. And a sweet picture I took of my two. We had a really good year in 2006. Everybody lent a helping hand. When I look back at these pictures, I can recollect the banter. Maggie, your balls are too big. Grant man, give us some meat. Grace, draw us a pig that can fly. That was for the barbecue cook-off in 2003 at Chris Smith's house. Chris always wanted to come and make sausage with us, but Carol's stomach turned at the idea, so they never did. Here we are down by the Ogeechee River, by way of Bada's Road at the farm, where we goofed for some pictures. The Cummings boys were good at goofing. Ha! A rare picture of Frank smiling. He was the original goof, you know. Under the direction of Miss Jo Cummings, this would be a good picture. This would be a good picture. Here, take a picture of us out back on the porch, bagging. And so I did. We posed at the farm in the sunset, and this turned out to be our 2007 Christmas card picture. I have pictures of Kathy and me pregnant with Grant and Maggie back in 1996 at the farm. 2008, we celebrated Thanksgiving at David and Catherine's house in Hamburg. That was the year that Gato became the armadillo dog. I have videos of Maggie and me and Jim trying to pull that thing out of the ground. Herbs for catfish. Mr. Frank getting some sugar. There's that grinder out on the back porch where little hands were so helpful. We'd gotten them pretty well trained by then. I believe that was the year that we mistook tablespoons for teaspoons in the recipe. And boy, did that sausage pack a wallop. But we really liked it. Those Cummings boys have been growing peppers ever since. I see a couple of new faces this year. In 2009, Frank got a new kitten he called Red. And we took a lot of pictures of Red, and Red playing with everything. This was 2010, when the Helms boys joined us. As per usual, it commences in the kitchen and ends up on the back porch. When we were watching this together yesterday, I was reminded of how important hats are, men. Like t-shirts with timely graphics, a hat reminds us of a good story that we had. Newsom had taken Grant to the golf tournament in Eastlake where they saw Vijay Singh and Phil Mickelson. In 2010, Grace was in college, and Grant had gone to Lake Burton with Newsom, me, and my parents. And there's Maggie and Grace wearing her Oxford t-shirt. I mean sweatshirt.